All right, and welcome to the latest episode of The Altar. It's me, Matt. We got Yimra, we got Ben, and we've got our favorite white twink, Luke. White Luke.
So
White Luke.
White Luke. All right, so
Cracker.
so what we're doing. I'm sorry. I was like, so what we're doing is after because Biden obviously he announced he's he's run out of patience, right? He's run out of patience with everybody, and we need to get vaccinated. So I'm like, you know what? Talk to my guy, my dude that I go to for all vaccine and medical related shit, and that is Luke. So Luke, let's do your little intro of what your background is. I guess you could just say your parents or doctors. Yeah, give me a little
my parents are both doctors, but they yeah, they totally disagree with me on pretty much everything I think. But I do have firsthand experience, at the very least. And I did study in college pre-med, and then I switched to econ. But I have worked with stuff like PCR before, and I have a general idea of how all that stuff works. But it's mostly like my post-college research that I've gotten really interested in it. And coincidentally, my friend works in a lab at Michigan State. This whole COVID stuff has really started him rethinking all of the straight up corruption there is in science. And that's something fun to go into, but I'll not start there.
All right. I would pause. We could talk because I'm gonna have the stream. I'm gonna have Ben's take over real quick.
This moment where you're just sitting in that class and you're just like, this is bullshit. What the fuck?
Exactly. No, there was like lying to my face. It was insane. There were some good parts in it. Like I know about home births and I know about like breast implant illness because of that, which was really nice to know. But a lot of other stuff they just straight up lied to me about. So after that, I wouldn't even call myself like conservative or anything. I was just kind of anti-feminist because of that bad experience. And then I got involved with Gamergate, and I got introduced to all those kinds of people. Then a year after that, I started reading Thomas Sowell. A year after that, I started reading Rothbard, and then I started looking at 9/11, doing a bunch of conspiracy stuff, and now I'm here.
Okay.
The pipeline is real.
Yeah. So we're getting to now is we're gonna get some background, watch things because I told Luke what we're gonna be doing.
Are getting sicker or whatever, and they're causing all these vaccinated people to get sick. And that
I never
makes no sense to me.
I understood that personally. Because like there's no iteration or any record of like the fucking Delta variant until late December 2020.
Oh yeah, they make that shit
started
out of
their vaccine.
thin air.
Yeah.
Out of thin air, they're like, "Oh, we have a Delta variant now, so we need a third or fourth booster shot."
Oh yeah.
No, so I think a problem a lot of people have is that they already assume that vaccination works, and then go from there. That's the only way this idea can possibly survive. Because if you assume that the unvaccinated and the vaccinated are equal, until null hypothesis is proven, then you'll actually see what the truth is. But I think I have some ways on how they just hack the data. Did you guys see recently, and this is on the CDC website, about how they don't count first 14 days of vaccination?
Oh yeah, I did see that because technically you're not vaccinated yet.
And whenever people try to refute me,
cardiac event at day 13, vaccinated.
Whenever people try to refute me on that, they're like, "No, it doesn't work until 14 days after." It's like they just fucking made that up. They just said that. Like, where's the evidence for that?
Incredible.
I'm pretty sure Pfizer would say that, and Pfizer is probably the least reputable source on this sort of thing because they have everything to gain from it. But that's straight up manipulating your data.
You don't trust the medical company that was the payer in like the largest criminal payout ever for a medical lawsuit?
billion-dollar pharmaceutical company whose CEO won't even take the vaccine.
Yeah, I actually watched some video with Fauci was saying at the beginning of the pandemic, like, oh no, just like you don't if you don't smoke, you're fine. Just work out, you're fine. Like you don't need don't even wear masks, it's fine. Like, and now we're at
Yeah.
fucking you need. Well, no, I think wasn't today that they were saying that you don't actually need boosters.
I'm not paying attention,
The,
but
the FDA,
they will go back and forth.
I guess the FDA officials disagreed with Biden and said that we actually don't need boosters, which was shocking. It's very shocking
nuts.
to say the least. Because how typically these agencies work. You know what? Let's do the let's talk about let's go back in time and do a little talk about HIV and Fauci. How's that?
Oh, the Fauci connection?
Yeah,
okay.
let's dive into
no,
that.
Okay, the whole COVID thing was really funny to me because I'd read a book about 4 years ago called Inventing the AIDS Virus. And if I can get into that, I'll get into that, but that's not relevant just yet. But it had Fauci was the head of the NIH, or he was like really high up in the NIH at the time. He was basically doing the same thing then as he's doing now. And so I'm like, why is this Fauci guy so familiar? It's because he literally has the same job today as he did during HIV. And all he did during HIV was flip-flop on shit. Like he would say, you can get sick, you can catch HIV through like surfaces. You know? And then a few months later he'll say, oh, I never said that. You know?
That sounds
It's
familiar.
crazy. It's ridiculous that anyone would ever say that. And he literally is doing the exact same thing today.
Yep. He's doing. Yeah, well, cause he's all over the place. He says you can get HIV on surfaces. Well, I mean, if the surface said like blood, maybe, and if you like put a wound up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, well, actually,
Yeah. If we're talking like the surface of somebody's AIDS-infected penis, then yes, you can get it from that.
It's important to know the science has evolved, so we're all set there.
So, and then let's talk about. Let's see, because we're still going on HIV stuff. Oh no, you know what? No, let's keep. I actually want to keep on the Fauci aspect of this because I actually didn't know. What's that? The HIV drug, right? What's that? HC something? Whatever. What the fuck was that? I know it from Dallas Buyers Club. ACT or something. Yeah. AZT. Yes.
That's what it was called. Yeah. Did you want to know that it's just like incredibly dangerous?
Oh no, wasn't Fauci? Because you're the guy who would know. Wasn't Fauci the one pushing that shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Fauci was pushing these fucking drugs. It was literally like poisoning your body. Well.
Yes. That's why I call it positive health, because you get like a positive HIV diagnosis, which was usually tested out of thin air because we got PCR. If you want me to go into PCR, I guess we can do that too.
Yeah, we dive into that.
But oh yeah, I'd love to.
I know you do.
Man, where do I start?
Well,
essentially, yeah.
Wait, real quick. Solo in the chat was like, "Okay, I pull up. Okay, I jab up. Okay, I Bell palsy up." Is gonna be the next one for me, probably. I don't know if he's there yet. He's got a disability now, so he can't type as fast. Yeah, no, let's do the rundown on the because Carrie Mullis. Well, funny enough, Carrie Mullis died a few months before COVID.
Yeah, that is very interesting. That is very interesting.
Nothing suspicious there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, no. So to start with, basically give the definition because some people might not know what PCR is, right? So give us what PCR is. And then explain the cycles and what it's like, obviously what it's meant for.
Explain the problem with PCR and why we probably should never use it. I mean, Carrie Mullis himself. Carrie Mullis invented PCR. He said himself, you shouldn't use this to discover viruses and stuff like that. So how PCR works? It's called polymerase chain reaction. What it does is, the short of it is, it just replicates RNA. So, but it only does this in doublings. It uses this to try to find chains of RNA that match up with the virus, and they're going to use that to find virus in you. Like, use a sample from you, replicate it a certain amount of times, and at a certain level, they'll say, "This is enough. You're positive." And there's two problems with that. One is that it's doublings. So after about 10 doublings, I think it's like 1,000 times as much. After about 20, it's like 1,000,000. After 30, it's 1,000,000,000. And 40 is 1,000,000,000,000. If my math is right, if I'm remembering right. But it should be like
it's up
2 to the
there.
10th power,
Yeah.
2 to the 20th power, etc.
I searched in the Discord.
And a lot of these.
Oh, sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You could get the milk for free, buddy. Anyway, so a positive COVID test is about 30, should be about 38 goals. Most places. I think they probably reduced it now, but at least back in March of 2020, that's where it was at. So you can imagine, like, the difference between 37 and 38 is like enormous.
Yeah. Well, because I think didn't they have it like in the 40s at some point?
Yeah. Yeah, some places are in the 40s.
Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was a part of the problem. Is like they were saying that they had the cycle counter,
Right.
like they're running like 45 in the beginning, and then and everyone was
Yeah,
saying,
exactly,
and
man.
you were saying, I remember you saying in the chat, like Discord,
Right.
was that they're running too high, they're gonna find anything. Like it's not
Exactly.
valid. They need to lower it down to like 35 or
Yeah.
less, and then months later, I think New York Times was like, "Oh, did you test positive with a PCR test? Like maybe you actually didn't have COVID." Now they're lowering the fucking PCR threshold, and I'm like, "Are you?"
Yeah, they walked that back. They walked that back recently. It's like, well, it's way too fucking late to do anything about it.
Dude, the funniest shit with that, like I made some shit post some time ago. I'm like, it's very base for the science to evolve to agree with me.
But they do it for a purpose. But let me finish PCR. I can talk about that.
Yeah.
So that is a huge problem. These numbers are astronomical. Kerry Moll said it himself. If you get it high enough, you can find anything you want. But the problem is, these are totally arbitrary. Like, if you get caught at 37 or 38, the difference is whether they decide it's positive or negative.
Wow.
Like, it's not like you're any more positive. It's just that that's where they drew the line. So it's not binary. It's completely where
Binary,
they
you
decide
say?
put it.
Bisexual.
Can we put a quick pin on everything? Like I watched that Matrix 4
Sure.
trailer, and it looks like Yimmer's about to like fucking jack in or jack off
absolutely.
or jack out. I don't
He's
know.
about to jack.
He's about
I
to
was
do
gonna say, Yimra, you were sitting so like still and so quiet with those sunglasses. We're like, this dude's learning kung fu right now.
Bro, I am connected to the
The
fucking
Italian
Matrix, you
Neo.
wouldn't believe right now.
Yeah.
It's literally Neo, but like instead he just has at least like one form of an STD from really bad choices in high school.
Jesus.
Instead,
Also, the movie, the
you
sequel
must
we were
realize
watching.
the truth. There is no gabagool.
Oh, that's not
I know,
cool.
instead of I know kung fu, it's like I know how to wear a tank top.
So, man, I should like. Oh, so like the last couple of the minutes of work today, I could have spent like looking at these notes, like the show notes, like reorganize. But my parents are stupid, and their car broke down like 2 hours, half hours away, and so they traded in their broken down car without telling the dealership it was broken down, and they gave like the fake address. So I was gonna reorganize this.
Based.
We'll talk about it later. Okay, so what's next here?
Oh my god, my friend is watching this. He's just messaging me about shit. That's hilarious. What was I saying?
What was your friend say?
Oh, I was saying, oh, he's Italian.
Yeah, L,
something
right?
like that.
All right.
Hello, polite Luke's friend.
Let's go into you
Shout
know what?
out.
Shout out.
Let's go into the alternative theories. It's kind of
Okay.
interesting to me.
Yeah, this is where I might start like disagreeing with a lot of people, but I also have problems with these. I think a lot of these are controlled opposition.
Okay. We like
Based,
that.
based.
And
The ANCAPs
yeah, I just
will go off on you. Let's
absolutely.
get it.
I hope
Let's get
so.
it.
I hope so. Okay. So starting with lab leak, I think lab leak's total bullshit. I don't think there's a virus. I think it's completely fake and they just made it up.
Yes.
And
Max is screaming with joy.
he's screaming with joy right now, yeah.
Yeah.
They literally just made it up. And I think the best argument for that I have is that if you look at like an electron microscope and you look for a virus, there are hundreds of thousands, millions of tiny little cells, or
Little
smaller than
fuckers.
cells. Yeah, little fuckers, like exosomes basically. And you have to go in and find one of those. And you have to see, is this causing viral action? And then after that, which is incredibly difficult already, after that you have to isolate it from everything else and then infect someone with it, or infect an animal with it, make it get sick, extract it again, isolate it again, and make another animal get sick from it to prove that it's the cause of disease. That's like basically Koch's postulates. And I'm positing right now that they've never done that, period. And I doubt that they even have the technology to do anything like that.
I probably don't.
So that's why I think lab leak is bullshit. I think there is no virus. I think that people are just getting sick normally, probably getting the flu or something like that, or lockdown is making people unhealthy. It is incredibly stressful.
I will say one of so people talk
Ooh.
about long COVID sometimes, and they'll talk about
Right.
like, yeah, you have like extreme depression, anxiety, you have trouble focusing on things, you're
Yeah.
like scared to like go outside and shit. And it's like, wow, that just sounds like all just like psychological detriments of what happens when you're locked inside your house for a year and a fucking half.
Literally. Exactly. And when it comes to like losing smell and taste, I'm wondering if that's related. I saw an article about this. I wonder if that's related to the tests, especially because they will like shove them up your nose. I've had friends tell
That's
me
possible.
that was their experience. You know, and it's not like sometimes you have a cotton swab, but sometimes you have I think they have like a plastic sort of they use as graphene oxide or other toxins on it. That was just something I read, but it's possible, and I'd like to hear more people's opinions on that.
I don't mind when
last
people
test I
stuff
had-
things in my nose holes, like a nice cotton swab to the front of my brain.
You're
You
nussy.
know, they
I'm-
rub
You're nussy,
cocaine
yeah.
on it.
I'm thinking that they had a completely different virus. Okay, this is my theory. A completely different virus, but they needed
Fucking
people to get
cracked out.
fat for it to affect them. So like, hey, we're gonna lock you in your home, protect you from this virus that's not even out there yet. Okay, and then after about a year, like everyone that died prior to that, like all the numbers, fake, gay, made up by CNN. All right, and the government, and then so then finally like, oh, we got the vaccine now. And it's all big pharma, right? Big pharma orchestrated this with the government to sell coronavirus vaccines. So then they're like, oh, we have the vaccine, you got to get it now. And everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. But everyone put on like 50 pounds, at least, right? So now it's like now they've introduced this virus. So it's like, oh, well, now people are actually dying, like your friends, because no one you knew died in the first year with COVID.
Right.
No one,
Right.
right? Everyone,
No one.
everyone,
No
like,
one.
everyone you've heard of during the first year was like somebody that like, oh yeah, they had like, it felt it was like a regular cold. It was nothing. But that's when they introduced the real one
Right.
for the fatties. It's eugenics. Okay. And to sell the vaccine. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore.
So speaking
that makes a little
fatties,
bit of
I am
sense.
a huge. I love all these articles going around right now where it's like, oh, a person on their deathbed warns other people to get vaccinated, and every time this person is like 500 pounds,
A BMI of 35.
have like, yeah, they have a BMI of like 40.
A BMI higher than the PCR test cycle, right?
Yeah. That's how they decide. That's where they draw the line. Matt, was it you that posted something about that was like, I've never seen a skinny person
Yeah,
say.
I have yet to see
I
a
should've gotten the
skinny.
vaccine.
I have yet to see a skinny anti-vax person tell me to get the vaccine before they die. And a lot of people like that. I got one yikes in my replies.
Yikes, yeekers.
Yikes.
Spicy.
Yeah, very spicy.
Yikes.
Yeekeroonski.
Well, no, dude, I'm like,
Did you just reject the Pfizer's narrative, my dude?
yeah, I did. Give me, you know what?
Oh, speaking of,
Oh yeah, go with that. I've got the
just
next
real quick.
point. Yeah,
So
you're
we were
good.
talking about selling vaccines.
Mhm.
Moderna's stock tanked after the announcement came out that boosters were unnecessary.
They're coming out with an antiviral
I
at the end of
see.
the year, allegedly.
Oh, the pill.
Yeah,
The pill.
Oh,
Pills.
the
You're
protein
Ooh,
inhibitor,
nuts.
the
That's-
protein inhibitor that's nearly identical to ivermectin, huh?
yeah. And you know what? Let's talk about ivermectin. We'll get on to that. Let's go.
I would like to say that I know more about ivermectin and HCQ, and maybe they do actually help people. But my intuition, my sense is that it's another controlled opposition thing, and I'm almost certain it works better than the vaccine. But I think this is like just an opportunity where big pharma will win out on both sides. They're playing both sides basically, and they have their alternate medicine is still being sold by big pharma.
I think to me the ivermectin thing is that like I think we talked about last week a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it's like everyone like a handful of people might have been retarded and went and got the horse paste, right? The
Yeah,
legitimate.
for real.
And they're like,
Then people made a big
and
deal
and
about
they're
it.
like,
Yeah.
every fucking Trump supporter is getting horse paste, and they're fucking using that. I mean, because I know people that have fucking gotten sick and taken ivermectin. Like, I don't personally know Pete from Free Man Beyond the Wall, but he had taken ivermectin when he got COVID or whatever, and he was like, dude, like it just like I fucking had like no problem. He might have had no problem either way, and ivermectin was like a placebo thing. But I'm just saying, like, it didn't hurt him to take it. It might not have helped, but it didn't hurt.
I think all medicine for horses should be taken by human beings. You got ketamine, you have like steroids meant
We need
for
ketamine.
horses, this
Ketamine.
ivermectin shit, and then like being put down when your leg doesn't work. I mean, I feel that emotionally. I did a 4-hour drive, and my legs hurt so much. I considered being shot in the back of a shed, and that probably would have fixed just about everything. Like I think horse medicine is the future. And maybe that's playing into the pharmaceutical industry's hands. But listen, if it works, it works. It is what it is. Same with anabolic steroids that are meant for horses. I'll take them, I guess.
So the real question is, will taking horse medicine give me a horsecock?
No.
No. All right.
None.
Oh, that's
any
all
way,
we
shape,
need
or
to know.
form.
That's all we need.
Second
If-
question
if
is,
anything,
why do people make fun of other people for taking ivermectin because it's a horse drug, and then they go and they take ketamine recreationally? Like, hey, you can't do that.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ket, honestly. It's kind of like I'm much more of an uppers guy, and Ket kind of makes it into a drooling fucking idiot.
Don't like
my
kale.
experience.
Kind of cringe.
I don't like it, no, because you're drooling. I know people who will piss or shit themselves. I sadly was not fortunate enough to shit my pants on that drug. It probably unironically would feel amazing. I feel like it has to be like you can't take something that makes you shit yourself and then take it again willingly. Like it's got to be a pretty good experience.
It just feels like a hot fudge sundae.
That's disgusting. Please burn in hell.
I'm Jewish. I don't have a hell.
That's true.
Well, you're gonna
That's
find
true.
one. We're gonna make you one. We'll figure it out. Don't you fret now. I also bought a switchblade from the Czech Republic. With the handles are made out of like elk shit. I just want to do a little show and tell. Like, look at that little fucker, huh?
Oh,
He's ready to jack
Baller.
back into the Matrix. That's why he's
So-
red build.
right.
That's my show and tell for the moment. And
He was
talking
like,
about
"Tank,
drugs.
I need an instructional on how to use a switchblade from Czech Republic."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not even like a normal button. It's like a switch lever you have to use, which is neat because someone sees it and they're like, "Oh, I want to play with it." It's like, no, you're not. You're not gonna want to do it. Oh, excuse me.
All right, so next up here, because I've heard this before, the viral shedding.
Okay. Oh yeah, the anti-vaxxers get really up in arms over that one. But again, I think it's well, it's because I think viruses are BS in the first place. But
What is viral
I
shedding?
also think viral shedding to the people that believe in it is you get a vaccine, you get a polio vaccine, you get a measles vaccine, etc. Then you start shedding, and then you start spreading it to other people because you got the vaccine, not because you were sick with it.
Mm.
And I think this is out of thin air, honestly. I think that if you get a vaccine, you're probably more likely to be sick. Period. I don't know if you're gonna have measles symptoms or polio symptoms. But I don't think you're gonna spread that to other people. And alongside also the mRNA stuff, because they really want to put up the mRNA stuff. I think that's again smoke and mirrors. They just want to have a new fancy vaccine, so people come and are like, "Whoa, this is cutting edge technology. We didn't have this before. Now we can defend ourselves from coronavirus." But I think it's just a way to make the vaccine seem more powerful on both sides.
It's one of those things where it's like say like I'm gonna use video games as an example. It's easy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where say
Just video
in this game you can get like a 20% XP boost. You don't really need one, but we made the game in a way that this is pretty much the only way you're gonna rank up anytime soon. So it's basically whatever the first vaccine, blah blah, was here, but having a second one is pretty much just, well, we did it the first time, and the government is in play with us, and we both want to make money. It's kind of the self-feeding snake of they're going to give us money that we're going to create this thing that we're creating, but it's going to help make us money, as well as the government gets a benefit in a bazillion different ways. Everything has changed since then, and then it's just a self-feeding snake on money demand for something because of fear created by this, and the government gets a lot of shit out of it, and then the pharmaceutical companies get one to be trusted, which is like trusting a car salesman. It's just not going to fucking work for you. I would know. I was the nicest car salesman you'd ever meet, and I still made a disgusting profit on occasion. Even if I told people,
Not
"Hey,
off my
don't
parents.
buy this one; it's way over sticker. Buy the other thing," and they still bought it. Like, all right, I tried to help you, whatever. So some people just want to fuck themselves over, I guess. It's
Israel's considering a fourth vaccine.
They're weird because it seems like
fourth vaccine. What do you need a fifth vaccine for? Isn't 6 shots
here's
enough?
the thing, though. It's like
7 is enough number of shots.
of all the places that like would actually legitimately look out for their own, it would be Israel. Like I couldn't see them doing anything bad to their own people. So I almost have to say is like they probably have a more valid whatever they're doing when there's probably right for, because Israel's not gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna hand out this thing that does absolutely fuck all for our people, because they're always so in a defensive mindset. I mean, there's probably some seedy shit going on, but whatever it is, it's probably not like whatever the Americans or the Russians or whoever else is getting. Like, that shit probably does something pretty good. It has to. There's no reason Israel just, unless they're placebos. But even then, like,
it's just Jewish supremacy.
It just wouldn't make sense to do something that's detrimental to their own population.
Winning.
You know what I mean? Like, they got like they've been like surrounded by countries that want to bomb them to no end. Like,
they got the U.S. for that. They got the U.S. for that. They're good.
But the last thing they would do is
like West themselves.
Well, no, it's just the idea is that they wouldn't give their population something that'd be a detriment to them in any way, shape, or form, because it would actually be a detriment to their own safety. You know, because the U.S. can help all it wants, but at the end of the day, it's Israel that has to defend itself. God forbid something happens, and if half their population's all sick and fucked up, you kind of lost the battle before it started.
Yeah, they need bodies to move into the places that they bulldoze over the Palestinians for.
Exactly, they can't be sick.
They do need that.
So if anything, unironically, I'd probably take the Israeli vaccine if I had to choose one, because theirs probably is the
Too
best.
bad it's about 39% effective.
Listen,
The
that being
Israeli
said, it's probably
vaccine
still better.
was designed.
Yeah.
Israeli vaccine was designed with gentrification in mind.
I start actually becoming whiter.
Egypt,
My hair gets like blonde. I get
your
like an
foreskin
even whiter name.
disappears.
My name isn't Nimrod anymore. It's just Jonathan, like Rightfield or some shit.
Start growing a yarmulke out of your scalp.
I mean, I'm almost married a Jewish girl, so I mean, you know, it happens.
You
I
almost
just really,
married a Jewish
I just really
girl.
want one of those the little chair thing with the broken glass. I know the chair thing is usually like a bar mitzvah when you're like 12 or whatever, but I think the chair thing looks so fun, as well as the breaking the glass. That's for weddings, but I want the chair thing. That just looks like a good time. The Jews did something
chair
right.
thing
It
is a
was a
good
chair
time.
thing, like na, 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 na. I don't know. I just every time I see that shit in person, where like someone I knew is like, oh, my kids have an apartment, whatever, or bat mitzvah, whatever. I just see it. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. I want to be on the chair. I want people to sing that song. I don't understand. That looks like a good time.
Yimmer, are you saying you want the chair?
I want the what you cut off at the right point where I didn't understand what you said.
Are you saying you want the chair?
Not the electric chair. If that's the joke we're doing here. No, I want to be on that chair with the whole dancing bit.
Fair.
All right. Well, who's got any relatives that want to get married and regret the decision immediately? I just need the chair and the broken glass bit. We get divorced right off the bat. Think on it, Ben. Think on it. I know it's a lot to handle. I'd be your brother-in-law for about 28 minutes.
I don't think you want to marry my sister.
You're probably right. How about a cousin?
My cousin is already married. That was literally what I was in California for.
Yeah, can she undo that real quick so I can live my my moment in
Um,
the sun?
Probably not, but I will.
All right. Well, it
I
sounds
will
like it's
send
vaguely on
her-
the table,
I
so we'll
think-
come back to that.
Well, this is the thing. It's California, so you have to use eco-friendly methods of communication. So I have to send her a carrier pigeon. So it'll take a couple.
That
probably
sounds
week or
actually
so to
kind
get
of
a
base,
response.
kind of return to tradition there a little bit.
Turn to monkey.
Little
Right.
return the monkey.
Yeah.
You know,
You
so
imagine-
actually,
Dude, Jamie, pull this up. What if chimps learned how to use carrier pigeons? Could you imagine that shit? What if they use carrier pigeons to traffic DMT?
what's stopping from happening right now?
Nothing.
Exactly. So who's saying someone isn't using carrier pigeons right now to deliver drugs? I can almost tell you without a doubt, someone in New York City right now is using carrier pigeons to drop drugs off. That is easily a
Lawrence
fact.
Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Where? So did Matt say where he was going? Like,
Yeah,
He
what
was
is he
gonna
doing, dude?
grab a beer or something.
Beat him to
so he's a father, so he may
Well-
be attending to his fatherly
Well,
duties.
thankfully,
that's
we are
fair.
derailing this conversation away from actual
Yeah.
topics. Again,
We're fine.
thank God. No
So,
offense to
if
you,
you're
white.
hoping on like a topic about more, white. Sorry, this is like what we do. We like veer
I
away.
believe it.
So normally we're going to be talking about how vaccination will have an effect on twin harems in a little bit, but actually, you know what? Fuck it.
mean,
What
that was Rick's
effect
comment.
with
Yeah.
vaccinations have on the twin harem?
We simply wouldn't
Complete
have
decimation.
There you go. See, yeah, easy.
them.
There you go.
At least not for COVID. I mean, like, yeah, get your HPV shot.
They
Get
don't
your
use
fucking
condoms. You think they're going to get the vaccine? No.
no. But it's gonna be a rigorous
They need
STD
that.
test.
They need that twink. Sperm is low enough as it is,
Mhm.
frankly.
There's gonna be a rigorous STD test before you get in. Like, there's gonna be like you get tested and you be put basically the equivalent of like a holding area, but like obviously like amenities and stuff. Where like before you go to the general population of the harem, because there is a 3-month period between when you can actually get HIV from someone and when you actually shows up like in tests. So there'd be like a 3-month period with like a little bit of a 2-week leeway just to be safe. So anyone who ever joins that group, that harem, would have to be in this kind of holding area where they'd have to hold off on like having gay sex with each other like 3 months so we can confirm that they don't have HIV because
Well, I was about to
last
say
thing we
we've
want-
seen how that worked with AIDS. So
yeah, so that's why we're gonna have that nice little waiting period. AIDS would have AIDS. So there'd be a bit of that waiting period at 3 months and some change just to play it safe. You come in, you get tested. Okay, you don't have anything. Let me see. AIDS takes longer, so we're gonna come back to you in about 3 months and a couple of weeks to play it safe. And then once that's done, all right, we're in STD-free zone. You know, if someone gets crabs, no big deal. You just shave. I never got what people were like. I put a cream on it.
STD-free
Just
zone.
shave and get like a hot water down there, some alcohol, like medical alcohol, not like fucking Jack Daniels rub it down there.
STD
friends
free
are like,
zone kind of sounds like gun free zone.
There'd be guns there.
We need
Don't even-
Yimra
don't
so
even-
this video doesn't get taken down.
Oh yeah, no, Yimra is so I can make Jew jokes, so I grant us access to Jew jokes. Yimra grants us access to Italian and jokes. Matt grants us access to Hispanic and Puerto Rican jokes. Do you grant us access to?
And white
Cracker?
joke.
Oh, those are always free. You fucking honky.
Oh, cracker jokes are always free. That's the free space in bingo. Like, thanks.
That's like that used to be like my go-to things with Max, racist Max. Ever since then, I was like,
You mean
man, I'll
base
start
Max?
using the word cracker. Base Max. But is there a reason I've been in any of these?
So
Discords?
White Luke, tell us about your like ethnic background and any sort of obscure religions family may follow, so that we may more accurately slander you. Or
Sounds
something.
fair, man. I was raised Catholic, and
Oh, so you like
ethnically-
boys?
absolutely.
Um,
Ethnically, I'm just a mutt, pretty much.
white.
Like
Oh,
English,
56%.
French. Yeah, 56%. That's me. English, French, Swedish, Polish, Irish. That's about
Mm.
it. Prussian, a little bit Prussian. So I'm incredibly white.
Prussian. Wow. There he is.
Thank God. Thank God. Okay.
Incredible.
There was one thing I want to talk about in regards to like failed vaccines, stuff like that. So I saw this on Tumblr a few weeks ago called the Cutter incident, and this is when they released like a dangerous vaccine, polio, and supposedly it gave 1/3, like 40,000 kids, 120,000. It gave them abortive poliomyelitis, and then about 5 kids died, and about 50 of them were paralyzed. But it turns out,
Based.
because I was
Wait, what?
like, okay, there's probably virus in the vaccine causing this stuff. So I looked up what abortive poliomyelitis is. That's just like a cold and a fever, and it has no lasting effects. Like people fully recover. So
Yeah, but it sounds really bad.
it sounds really, really bad. So I think those kinds of things are fuel for the people that like to talk about viral shedding and how these vaccines are super dangerous because they got viruses in them, but they probably don't. They're bad for you in other ways. They definitely have toxins in them, without a doubt. And animal
Every vaccine
tissue.
is just sugar water and heavy metals.
I love heavy
Exactly.
metal.
and animal tissue, unfortunately.
You can't be vegan and take the vax. More at 11.
More 11.
Yes. Keep that in mind, man. Seriously. Let's go on that angle.
What if the entire COVID crisis had just been manufactured to cover up the fact that celebrities are getting sick and dying because they don't have adrenochrome?
That makes sense.
I don't know, kind of based. The take,
Kinda
not
based.
not like the actual content of the statement.
Adrenochrome is not based, but
No.
It's-
But the concept of the reason behind what you're saying, that's a based concept to discuss.
So,
It's absolutely fucking insane, and therefore based.
Gary,
Exactly.
Gary's up in the
Constantly,
chat.
if we're gonna go
unironically
there,
believe
red
that.
pill. I
What's
unironically
up,
believe
Gary?
this now.
So speaking
Show off,
speaking
brother.
of children, so we're gonna digress a little bit. I think we got about 20 minutes left. I think we'll chill off.
Hey, maybe.
That sounds right.
Maybe until I'm surprised. We said like all the trigger words tonight for everything, and nothing happened. It's probably because my signal.
Oh, Matt, there's one more trigger word I can drop if you guys want.
No, not yet.
Nope.
Save that for like the last 5 minutes.
Nope.
The last
Nope.
5 minutes.
Where's my Burger King
So-
crown?
No, man. So like, so my wife's got some like baby weight or whatever on. Like no big deal. Like I don't care.
Mhm.
But she wants she wants to dodge COVID. I guess I don't know whatever you want to put it.
All queens eventually have baby weight. It's perfectly natural.
So she was telling me, she was like, yeah, I want to go run on the treadmill and stuff tonight. And I'm like, oh, do it before the podcast. She's like, you got an hour and a half. What worked out with the kids, it was like an hour less. She's like, I'm gonna be down there for longer than an hour. So she's like, I didn't find out. She passed out on the couch when I was putting one of the babies to sleep.
Based.
Like, getting the adrenochrome or whatever. I don't know how you do it. You got to terrify the kids. Yeah, screaming at them. I'm just kidding. I don't know how it was.
Mhm.
But no, I get downstairs. I'm like, why didn't you start running? She's like, oh, it's gonna be longer than an hour. So just wake me up when you're done with your podcast. I was like, okay. I'm like, how about I'm like, I could just pop up whenever. I'm like, I got a dude talking about shit. Like, and we've got the show notes. Like, you could just go run, and if I have to leave, I can do that. So no, I feel bad. I was like, okay. Well, here's the baby monitor, right? So when you guys were watching me, and I was like doing this little like hearing thing, and I looked at my phone, yeah, I heard a fucking baby crying. One of the children crying, at least I should say. And I'm like, okay. And I looked at my phone, my Nest camera, and I saw, yeah, there's no adult in the room. And if there's 2 adults in the house and one isn't in there, that means that she didn't wake up with the baby monitor in front of her face, passed out. So I had to sprint up there and be like, hey man, are you okay? Do you need some ivermectin?
Oh,
Maybe a little hydrochloroquine.
Just a little horse pace. Just a little horse
Just a
pace.
little
Just a
horse
little bit. Can't
No,
you like add that to that formula machine you have? Just a little.
Oh yeah, actually I could. I could add a lot of things to that.
This man's mind is racing now.
Dude, you know what I was thinking about that baby Breeza is that you could probably Luke, do you know what a baby Breeza is?
no clue, dude.
It's literally a dispenser, like it's got a water reservoir in the back. You put the formula on the top, you set the power setting, it mixes the bottle for you. 5 ounces,
Gotcha.
2 to 10 ounces. It's super easy. It's bougie shit. Like I don't got time to make bottles. This is a maid's work. You know what I mean? So I get that
You
going.
automatically get one of those when you have at least 2 kids. You level up, and you automatically get one of those.
But
It
what I
shows up at
just
your house.
thought about is what if you did Gatorade, those motherfuckers, the little Gatorade powder, make yourself a little Gatorade bottle, go.
Genius. You don't want to make that public, man. You want to keep that up in your head, so you can sell that.
You're
shit.
gonna go into your like.
Eyepiece
You're
fake
gonna
and
go into your
gay.
kid's bedroom at
like
night when
viruses.
it's really hot. And kids, you're gonna be like sweating, and they're gonna be glowing like different colors based on which Gatorade flavor you gave them.
Yeah, it makes it better on the camera. Man,
Mhm.
I feel like there was some other vaccine shit I want to talk about. Did you guys do
Gay sex?
You ain't talking about shit.
You sounded like you talking about shit when I came back. It sounded kind of into
A little bit, yeah.
We did cover the effect of vaccinations on the twin harem, so that
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
perfect.
That's true.
Okay, that was it. That's what I wanted to cover. So I want to be sure. Like, how would the twin harem be vaccinated? They would be getting injected with something. It's not a
Kid-
vaccine, but
No, it's a lot of cock.
well,
Possibly even balls.
well, Matt, I was thinking while you were holding your son, like the first thing on your mind was probably going to be, boy, I wonder if they're discussing the twinks properly. Worried about the twinks.
yeah.
Twink representation.
It's like my main job here. Anyhow, I'd hope so. I don't get paid for this.
I like Watchmen in the chat just popped
I
in.
do
He's like,
actually,
all right, I'm here to start the podcast.
Oh, sweet.
No, he's
I want to talk about. I want to talk about.
Welcome,
the law,
everybody.
Because honestly,
Want to talk about what?
I don't know anything about the law. Biden's new federal mandate. I want to talk about that because I don't actually know
Oh.
that much about it.
From my
It's
understanding,
OSHA based.
yes, not based though. Like it's
Really?
it's based,
Not-
but not based.
OSHA
Yeah.
implemented.
Yeah. Is that if like basically
That's
all
how they got it through. Because I was like,
yeah no they
there's no
did-
precedent for
like
this.
it's OSHA safety.
No federal precedent anyway.
Yeah, it's OSHA safety. It's like to be like safety of the workers. If you have over 100 people, 100 employees, that you have to mandate it for their safety. OSHA's gay as shit. I don't follow OSHA.
They can just make that up.
Yeah. Yeah, they can just make it up because OSHA. That, well, dude, I fucking hate OSHA. I've never had to deal with them because
Dude, yeah,
I'm based.
no shit.
So
Inshallah, I see the death of OSHA as clearly I see the three of you.
I am not. I am
Or
not.
two.
I am not forklift certified, and I drive a forklift all the time. There's a thing called lockout tagout machines. You're supposed to lock out machines and tag them out or whatever before you work on them. I don't do that. They could suck my dick from the back. Uh, I don't do a lot of safety hazards. Like I've like kind of electrocuted myself at work. I've fucking sliced my shit up at work because I don't follow OSHA regulations,
Yeah.
and they can't do anything about it. You know why? Because I run that bitch. I can do whatever I want.
Yes.
Bitches.
OSHA is one of those federal agencies that is super like untouchable, or it just has a really good public view. You know, it's kind of like the mail, kind of like USPS. Like they can do no wrong, even though they fuck a billion people over every day.
Dude, they ruin businesses.
Oh, so-
ruin.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure why they exist.
Ben, go.
So side tangent, I'm pretty sure a meth head
Yeah.
stole a packet off my porch today.
Ooh. Was it
So I
Ocean
come
Play?
home, I went for a drive. Probably, actually, he had a white pickup truck. So a pickup truck automatically means ocean employee. But I came and this dude, like, he just had like a bunch of shit in the back. And like, Amazon was like, "Hey, we delivered your package," and it was like my front door. So I was like, "Oh, word!" And I got there, and there's no package, and there's just this sketchy looking dude just walking around, just fucking like I'm pretty sure he was dumpster picking, and I normally don't pay attention to that shit because it's like it's free real estate. I don't go when I throw something into the dumpster, it's fair game. But I looked and was like, "Oh wait, I should have had a package," and it was gone. And this dude just gave me this weird fucking vibe the whole time. Like I pulled into my space and he like walked my truck like he was scoping it out, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna like triple tap you if you get any closer." But yeah, you just get your refrigerator shelf and you go. So yeah, he stole a phone case and some screen protectors.
Yeah,
my
that's
new
what he
phone,
stole.
which is not arrived yet.
Not the the bad dragon dildo you ordered about 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
That was overnight shipping,
That one I
dumbass.
had
Nice
signature
try.
required for that, so that like.
Okay.
So
All right.
So that way, when I signed for it, I could tell the UPS guy, it's like, yeah, it's a bad dragon dildo, and I can just look him in the eyes, like,
I will once again be right
And
back.
watch his soul leave his body for a moment.
yeah. You just watch him start to sob, and I'm just like, would you like to see me break it in? He just goes, no.
Mister, please. I'm just here to deliver
I
your
got the fake
package.
cum packets.
Oh, you got the one with the fake cum.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
I've
I
been
didn't-
cooking a lot, so you know I'm all about those
Do
cream
you
pies.
think it's flavored? Like, is there a flavor?
I
Like,
have no idea.
I'm like disturbingly curious about it. Like, it's got to be flavored or something, right? Like, it can't just be like just. It's got to be like safe for your body and all this other shit. So it's got to be like
Right.
safe.
I'm
It's
sure
got to be safe
Death
to
to
put you.
America could tell us. Seems like she'd know.
Absolutely. She would know.
Y'all are toxic.
Death to America. Do the cum packets that
Well,
come with bad dragon dildos have flavor? Let us know. Thank you.
I'm wondering if they save
Good
them,
luck with your
or they
OF
have to
that
go
you
buy
don't have.
more before they use them.
What was
Can
the question you had?
So can you get like a jug full of it, or do you have to buy packets of Chick-fil-A sauce? Actually,
Wait.
no. You can get a jug full of Chick-fil-A sauce. So can you like?
Wait,
Can you just
so
get
they're
a
like
jug of
they're
like
in
bad
packets?
dragon cum?
I thought it's like a bottle or something. It's like a packet, not like a ketchup packet. But like
Maybe?
a pouch.
I don't know. Or maybe it's like a little container with a wrapper on top, like Chick-fil-A sauce, like we just established.
Or is it? Or do you think it's like one of those like sriracha bottles?
It might be a sriracha bottle. Matt, we need your opinion. So the
So-
cum comes in a bad dragon dildo, the fake cum. Is
Yeah,
that
you
like
know
a
the ones
sauce
where it's like the
packet?
fake
Is it
cream
like a
with the
sriracha
pipe?
bottle? Is it, yeah.
It is the fire sauce from Taco Bell packet, but it fails
okay.
to deliver
Ah, yes.
because you're not paying a premium for the sauce. You're paying a premium for the fucking dragon dildo. So that's
You can always make your own and save it.
It's
Yeah.
not. No, it's not the same. It gets like close after a while. You can't really do that.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
it turns
theoretically
yellow.
you could, but like
Mm.
it's like freezing like it's like freezing like a really good steak you just had. Like say you got like filet mignon and you only eat half of it, and then you put it in the fridge and you reheated it. Like it's not going to be the same filet mignon you just had. You know, it's still going to be a
This is true.
steak.
Also,
It's not going to be good and juicy
if
though.
you can't, given the average size of a filet mignon, if you can't finish that in sitting, you should probably just.
I need an example,
skirt.
all right, of a high quality meal.
I
All right,
know.
guy, relax.
I
Relax. Get
You
off
could
my
have gone
fucking
with
ass.
New York strip. You could have gone with a flank
I could-
steak. You had all
I
the
could
choices.
have shown you a New
All
York
these
strip
choices,
or
my
my
friend.
flank steak, you motherfucker.
you're all good.
I'll show you a brisket, my dude.
Oh, so what the thing I did before I had to pop up and go, what my little life hack is I moved the middle child into our bedroom. Like, oh yeah, you want to go to sleep? Okay, cool. Like he's sleeping in my bed right now, but no one's up there. I have 2 pillows in between them because I know I got a couple minutes left. Because if you guys want to do OT, you could. I'm just saying.
No.
What? No,
Not
you.
opposed to it.
No,
Matt,
you
I
guys
think-
minus me OT. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
I just want to
Yeah.
say that it's ingenious that you rotate your children out like crop rotation.
That's what I gotta do. Gotta do
It
to
works.
survive.
Yeah.
But no. So the OSHA shit, like there's some just like shitty fucking company out here, right? That they fucking, if OSHA's coming out, they're fining you. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
They're fucking, and usually OSHA comes out because someone gets pissed at the employer, and then they fucking call it in. They're coming out. There was some company out here some years ago, like probably a decade now, that someone got pissed because they were getting paid like barely above minimum wage to basically be inhaling rock dust all day or something. Call it in. So this dude calling in, fucking, they fined this place like $60,000, something ridiculous. And it was like a
Jesus.
small business, right? Like a small-ish business. So basically, what the small business had to do was like, yeah, we got to pay these fines, but now we have to lay off other workers because they couldn't afford it, right? So it's like, okay, so that one disgruntled dude just fucked, like, and it's a small town too. It's like you just fucked like a couple other dudes you were cool with because you were pissed about something, like that you weren't making an extra $1 an hour. It's like,
Whoops, you contributed
No,
to the
they're-
Rust Belt.
they're-
Congratulations.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously, and they're gonna be replaced with like big businesses.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's still like that company's still like around since that OSHA shit. But I know my it was one of those things like with OSHA. It's like unless you have what you normally don't, the tools to fix everything right before that guy leaves, like you're fucked. Like he's gonna give us something
Yeah.
because like sometimes like, oh yeah, this tank isn't set right or whatever. And the guards on the machine isn't in the proper whatever, like there's no proper guards or something. Unless you could fix that before that dude walks out the door, you're getting fined like 10,000 a pop or whatever bullshit. And I think the OSHA fine, what's the OSHA fine for unvaccinated shit? Does anyone know? I think it's like 10,000. It's probably like 10,000.
I think that was 10K.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
probably,
it was 10K.
probably 10K.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I hate OSHA. I hope it burns.
Well, here's the thing though, like all right, you're a small business, you have 103 employees. You
Oh, they're
don't
gone,
keep
gone.
medical records of your staff on hand. Like, how the fuck do you even verify this? The OSHA dude comes up like, all right, you need to mandate vaccines, prove all your employees are vaccinated. Like, what the fuck do you do?
I assume that's what the card's for. You know?
I mean, I guess, but like,
There appears
Yeah, they
to
can't
be
prove that.
there appears to be
that.
some states have some intertwined medical state like system where you can literally pull up someone's vaccination status in some states. Like if I know your information and you live in one of those states, like I think Virginia does that. If you know the person's like birthday and name, you could pull up and see if they're vaccinated or not. So it's already
What the
it's
fuck?
already fucked, dude. Shit's already fucked. If you think you can get away with this with a card, good luck. Well, depending on the state. Just
Utah based.
black pill, white pill. Oh, Gary just says New York does. They have it if you got vaccinated. Gary, does it have to get uploaded to the system? Any vaccinated? Oh, that was an Instagrammer girl. She got fucked.
Yeah, I saw that.
She's very big. She's a queen.
Badly.
She's a queen.
What'd she do?
She was
Did you
selling.
face time for that?
Yeah, I think she's gonna be facing time. I'm sure. Like she got arrested, but she like was making fake COVID cards and shit. Like the
She's the one who got busted in Hawaii.
maybe. I don't know. Well, she was the one that like she got
Whatever.
busted, but she had a New York connection that was adding people into the system, into the New York health system. So like they would actually be on record vaccinated when they weren't actually vaccinated for like $250.
Based.
That's a steal to not
That's
fucking
pretty cheap, actually.
know.
I've heard more expensive for some people in the city who are doing that.
I wish my people could have just escaped the Holocaust for $250 a pop. That would have made things a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, allegedly,
so
there's a
death
guy in
camp
Canada-
or death camp for $200?
Well,
They
if you
survived the death camp. Well, they survived the 4th booster shot.
You,
Oh, we're all
you can
going to
escape
hell. I
the-
hope you guys know that.
Yeah.
Once the booster shot's inside you, you're done.
we're okay, Yimmer, we've been over this. We're all going to hell except Ben because he's a Jew and there's no hell. No hell for him.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing him with us.
Yeah, watch. We all
I can't win. It
we,
just doesn't
we
work.
all
It's a fucking-
die and then we're in hell and then Ben's like
I die.
yeah,
from,
guess
taking
why I'm
too much
here, you
sports
fuckers.
pills.
Satan literally went to the Jewish purgatory and brought me here. And I hate
No,
you
I'm,
guys.
I'm gonna straight up die from like
You don't
taking
have a
like sports
purgatory.
testosterone to make my balls as small as possible, so I can hit them.
I thought
like,
you guys do have a
ball
purgatory.
bearings. I'm gonna
Yeah,
bring
something
up,
like a
We-
purgatory.
There are some sects of Judaism that believe in sort of a purgatory state, but for the most part, it's I don't know. It's we're not going to go into those. There are also
Yeah.
sects of Judaism that like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't-
already
I don't
bored.
think
I'm
you
already bored with
understand that
Jewish
when I'm
culture.
going to die in the next 5 years from abusing some type of drug that no human being should ever put in their body. I'm going to come back to life to bring you with me to hell, and we're going to have to just live through it. We're going to go find Reagan. and
But you're
shoot him in the
going-
nuts.
you're
Yeah.
going to have those, so you shut your face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know I'm going to hell. You don't have a choice. You're coming with me. I'm not going to that. I need one of my boys who's
Okie dokie.
muscular and handsome and strong. It looks like John Bernthal if he was
Depends
Jewish.
on what. It depends on
Oh,
what
God.
punishment you, because if you're pushing the rock mountain for all eternity, that I can help with. But anything involving fire, or especially if you're in the
Alright.
lake of ice,
I
don't want
have
that
to
shit.
I have to peace out for the night. So you know what? You guys make this an extended episode. For
Okay.
me. For me.
Speaking of extended,
Extended. Okay, there we go. Alright. For me, I'm out. Bye. And then Ben, just remember the outro. Okay?
I
Thank you.
will try.
Alright. I'll try. You don't have to. I'll add it. I'll fucking. Who cares? Whatever.
I'll remember. I'm my BA is not
And
that high,
and
I'll
Luke,
remember.
thank you again. Love you, baby.
Oh yeah, no problem.
All right, so it's just us now, so we can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Show the knife again.
Do it.
So this is actual like elk like antlers and shit as a grip right
That's
here.
baller. They said it was elk antler, but
Right.
really it's like a femur from some Serbian woman that was killed in like a war crime.
It's great too because it's not like a normal button. It's a
Mm.
like little switch here. You
Oh,
gotta pull this up
oh,
and you
oh,
like that, and that's it.
oh! The glitter on the
Right.
blade. Ooh,
Oh, it's not glitter. That's just the reflection from
the shine,
It's just
the
shiny.
sparkle.
the shine.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
There we
a
go.
Mikov stainless
Mik-
steel automatic,
nice.
or Mikov from the Czech Republic.
Michelob.
I like this one because I really want to have like a nice like stiletto type switchblade in a while, or at
Mhm.
least even a flip version.
Are you
'cause
gonna
my last
strap
one
it to your
kinda
thigh?
Broke. I'm much more of a boot kind of guy.
There you
I want
go.
to be sensual when I take my boots
Based.
But this one's more of like around the belts more than anything else. They used to have the ones where it had like the little like clip like this one has,
Mm.
where you could put that around like the top of a boot.
Mm.
This one's like it's more just I wanted to have one of these because they're cool. It's not that like I'm gonna carry this out because it's just fucking ridiculous to just carry that thing. It's
Mhm.
like bringing like a extended like mag out this long Glock. It's just like like this is fine. This is not technically a switchblade. This is not like a felony to have or
When
a
I
misdemeanor.
worked,
Like I could just
I was gonna say when I worked for a gun store, the Ready Gunner place, I used to when I would carry my Glock openly, I would bring my 33 round mag and I would carry it in my mag holder.
yeah, because you're fucking insane.
Yeah. So, but the man who open carries a 33 round Glock mag is a fool every day but one. Okay.
Facts.
Yeah, that's fair. That being said, you probably look like the biggest fucking fool in the entire world.
Oh yeah,
When you
no.
were-
So like,
I
I
stuffed that
just
in your pants.
I made a point to just like, what's the most ridiculous shit I could get away with like carrying openly in the gun store? I had a fucking a
just
20.
one of those barrel, like a dual barrel mag thing for the Glocks, like the
Yeah.
one where it fucking guaps up like this.
One of
That would have
those.
been even better.
I did
That would've been way better.
my USP had like a fucking it was a 25 round mag for 45 ACP that I used to carry, and it was so fucking heavy that like it fucked up my spine after like a 6 hour shift. Like I would take it off and my whole body would just go That was fun.
Yeah,
You get away with
then
shit.
What happened?
Then I took the massive dump of a lifetime at work and
Oh.
blamed it on the owner's kid.
There's nothing better than taking a. I hate taking a shit not in my
Oh,
home, but
no.
man, just taking a dump at work really hit different when you don't want to do your job.
It's different when there's one bathroom that everybody has to share for staff and you just blow that shit up at the
No,
morning.
that's fucked up. The best are the bathrooms where it's like just a solitary bath, like it's just a bathroom, like there's no other toilets, just one, the sink and a mirror. Those are the best because you're like, awesome, alone time. I
Where
literally like think my thoughts through as my elbows are causing my knees to go red from the pressure of me trying to like just dump one out.
but you
Nothing
usually
like,
get
just-
all the
just
room to spread though because
constipation.
since it's just like the one room, usually you'll have that space and you can just
Yeah.
like you can
I
like
could,
lotus
literally
lotus flower
crawl
that
out
shit.
and, like have my head could touch the tile floor with my ass still properly seated, as I have the most room you'll ever have for a booty hole without being a fucking queer, and just take the biggest dumperoonski of your life. In
Ablutions
like, work
with
clothes,
Yimra.
and you like just come out.
It's like, wow, these pants fit better.
Pants fit better. I'm just a sweaty mess. I lost like 5 pounds in my face. Like the creases under my eyes are somehow worse.
It's
I
your whole
look like
body
all those,
just dropped
like-
because you had so much shit inside you. It was like propping everything up like a
It was
push-up bra.
It's just like seeing like train spotting where you're like going withdrawals. Like that was me physically.
You just like tripping. There's like a baby crawling across the ceiling where you're taking this dump, and you're just like, huh, huh, huh.
I'm like half considering going down the toilet myself and like just.
Mm-hmm. So,
Any thoughts, Luke,
hmm.
on taking Nancy
I was
dump
gonna
at
say,
work?
I do actually. It's very fun. Also, I don't think we're live anymore because my friend messaged me and
Oh yeah, the
double
camera feed
checked,
just kind of
and
went out.
That's interesting because I still have my backup going. I think my
Yeah.
backup is fucked for whatever reason.
oh,
All right,
gotcha.
so you know,
okay,
Yeah, I don't-
well,
that's
this
fine.
turned into a podcast
Speaking-
regular.
yeah, I mean it'll still record this on the backup, but I think the live stream is just
Speaking of-
fucked up.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, I love to take dumps on company time. I love to pee on company time.
Mm.
And get away with it. I would like to jack off on company time.
That nah, you'll be in a really terrible. That post-cum clarity at work is not a headspace.
Yeah, you don't
That's
want
like-
that.
You're like, no, you don't need it. You know, you're just gonna be sitting there. You're like, man, I want to kill myself. You don't want.
I
those
mean,
thoughts as you
maybe-
just came
well,
into
Yimra,
the
it's
company
probably-
bathroom. That's just bad.
Yimra, it's different for you and me though because we're in sales, so like we need that like the post cum clarity is our enemy in sales. Like the cum
Oh yeah,
drives
no,
sales.
you need to like want to fuck.
Yeah, like step one
I
in sales,
hate,
you
Wolf
want
of
to
Wall
fuck.
Street for so many
That's
reasons,
true. That's true.
Yeah.
but it does have a
Uh,
couple of salient points. You need to like have some of a sexual energy going on.
Mm.
But I only hate that movie because almost every fucking idiot tries to like reference it in the dumbest way possible. It's like I want to be like him. It's like, did you not see the movie?
Yeah, he
He's just
lost
some
everything.
fucking
For
loser
real,
on
do not watch the
TikTok in
fucking movie.
Australia now. Like, yeah, he's still rich, but he has literally no life outside of like just living off of the fact he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which I mean is a slight point to him, but like
Uh,
that's not a legacy I'd want to have.
Mm.
Or like, I was like, I want to join the mob. It's like, why? What did you watch? It's like, oh, Goodfellas. Did you not see how the movie ended? He was
Yeah.
just, he was a drunk alcoholic loser who like never got to live any of his dreams
He went
because
into
he was a
fucking.
dipshit.
Didn't he go into WITSEC
Plus, it
and
was a
like lost
fucking
everything and like bullshit?
he went to WITSEC, lost his marriage, doesn't talk to his kids.
Mm.
He tried to open a restaurant that failed. And pretty much he was just coasting off of like the worst parts of his life that he deeply regrets. To make his ends meet because he's a fucking idiot. I mean, it's a sad story, and obviously he's not really just an idiot. Like, you know, there's more to him than being an idiot. But in the end of the day, as far as people are concerned, I don't want to be mean about the guy because he was legitimately like upset over it. But like, still, it's like
Yeah, no, it's
don't
shitty.
aspire
But
to be
however,
something where the story clearly tells you how they fucked up.
he did get to have his Italian wife point a revolver at him while he was sleeping, so it's kind of hot.
Yeah, it was loaded though.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what makes it hot.
that's what makes it hot. Yeah, shit.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree with you guys on that one. I'll be honest. Excuse me. I'm down for a lot of things. That one sounds pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yimra, I've taken that 911 call before. Like, even I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of hot. Like, it's not good.
No,
But...
I've dated too many people who are like, actually, almost every person I date is an artsy person, and a good chunk of them were like some type of OCD or, and you know, most of them are very regulated in their medication and shit. But like, I'm not taking the risk that like, to that split second, like, you know what, actually, bam, and my fucking head's gonna be canoed out in the back.
Or even worse, you survive and they fix you, and then you just become like a walking vegetable who can only make quips for gun control points. Gabby Giffords.
Hey, to be fair, if I can make money, and I'm already a vegetable, I think I'll take the L on that one. Just like, what else am I doing myself? You know what I mean?
True.
Like, well, I need money, and these fucking douchebags want to use me as a way to jerk off to their own fucking stupidity. And I can get loaded. Might take the L on that one.
You can be the prop.
Oh, so speaking about people jerking off to their own stupidity, I want to give a special shout out to a friend of the show, Tiffany. She made an interesting observation over the past couple of days about how Steve from Blue's Clues coming back and like talking to a whole generation of millennials was a little like psyopy, and like people lost their shit, and she had to like deactivate and remake. Like, people were so mad they were threatening to send like CPS after her and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
I feel like that proves her point.
Exactly, it totally does.
You know, I feel like that
it's just
proves
like
her point.
Tiff is great, but she also will just say conspiracy shit, and then a lot of us will eat it up. And sometimes it's very true. Maybe the Blue Clues things is.
Hey,
I just think it really, like, listen, it really, whatever. It's just.
Here's the thing though. A hit dogs will holler.
Yeah.
Just like my uncle.
That's a great point.
Yeah, it's like your uncle, but like that's the thing. Like they could have just let it go. It was such a visceral fucking reaction from so many people. Like they were so upset.
That's like internet people in general, though. It's like,
yeah,
but is everything a conspiracy? It just seems like that guy like also was like if you watch interviews from like after he left, him talking about it seemed like something he legitimately probably wanted to do because. That's the thing he really liked doing was like, you know, doing this thing for kids and like making them happy. And he was like, oh, my hairline's going. I can't work in this anymore because people are going to start noticing it and it's going to be like weird. And that's why I'm like, I don't know if it's like a psyopy thing. For me, it's just like not everything is a conspiracy theory. Like just because we connect these points and it makes sense doesn't mean it is. Like.
But what if
I kind of agree with that.
But people overreacting for me is like
she gets ran off the site for it, and at first I'd be like, yeah, this is kind of schizo, but after that happens, it's like,
Like for
Yeah.
me, I don't know if that
okay, maybe
proves.
it is.
For me, I
It
don't know if
is
that
true.
proves anything outside of Tumblr people are fucking retarded. More news at 11 of the same thing we've known for
So-
years.
Okay, guys,
How dare you
here's
shit on
here's
someone's
something I was
childhood?
thinking about in regard to this. So you're all familiar, and I'm sure our viewers are familiar with
Yeah.
Rule 34. Yes. If it exists, there is porn made
Oh,
of
yeah.
it, and if there is not
that
porn
a
made of it, it
recent
will be
thing I
made.
learned actually, like,
Okay, so
like
is there
months ago.
is there
Disgusting. I fucking
something
hate all of
like
you.
that? Is there something
Oh,
like
I'm
that
not
for
ready.
conspiracy
Bro,
theories?
please.
So,
Oh,
like,
definitely.
if a
to
conspiracy
be.
theory for something does not exist, is it necessary that it will be made? Or if something exists, is it necessary that there is a conspiracy theory about it?
If you think about something hard enough, actually you'll in your machinations make it. Because I think a lot of us will make a conspiracy based off of what our logical conclusion is about something and the alternative to it. Instead of like doing research and then finding an answer, we just kind of like, oh, well, this is why because this isn't this. That would make sense if they did this, which isn't always wrong. I mean, it's pretty easy when you say like the military-industrial complex. It's
I think
pretty
it's a
easy to do.
possibility.
Also, I didn't.
You can have
I
like a
thought Rule
sense of it.
34 was like
No.
just like a concept, and not like an actual full-fledged website. Like I knew Rule 34 as a concept for like years, but like, I didn't know it was an actual website you could like go into. And that was a very bad moment in my life.
So-
I was like, this can't be real. And then you could literally just type anything in there. I was like, okay.
That's
kill
the
whoever made
this
first
website.
time I've actually heard of this, like Imra. So, like, I've known Rule
Mhm.
34 was a
Hilarious.
thing since, like, back in the day. I didn't know it was, like,
Yeah.
there's, like, a fucking
Someone,
Walmart for
I
Rule
forgot how I
34
found
now.
out. It was like a couple months ago. So, and I was like, oh, Rule 34, and then someone said like, oh no, it's like a link or whatever. I was like, what the I remember how it happened. I think it was like that. And I was like, what the? And it's like, why would they use like this pistachio color too? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Oh, because it's
This
like a
is-
4chan
A
thing.
fun place.
I
4chan thing.
don't use 4chan.
It's like
so
it's
I thought
like
it was more
it's
of a
like
yellow
mid
thing.
2000 anime pastel color. That's what it is.
I thought 4chan's more of like a yellow, like auburn, like me color.
It depends what kind of board you're on. Like if you're on like a WorkSafe board, it's kind of like a light refreshing blue, and if you're on a non-WorkSafe board, it's like pinkish red. But you can make it black, you can make it tan, you can make it do whatever you want.
I mean, I'm very much always about like, hey, whatever you're into. I don't know if it's, I don't know even have an opinion if it's better if you look at drawings, because like no one's harmed in making it, but of course the content within it can be harmful in itself, and also
No one's
really
harmed that
creepy
we
because
know
people
of.
like I suppose. I mean, like someone jerking off the furry porn, as disgusting as it is, it's like, well, he's already a furry. It's kind of too late. He's already like wearing the suit with his boys or whatever. Him like
Speaking of
paying
which,
150
There
bucks
can
for
be a
like
slippery slope, though.
Foxhound or whatever. Like I just like I can't be asked to give a shit. You know what I mean? I just don't want
Shout
to know.
out-
Yeah,
This is
I
the
also-
problem with furries.
shout
Furries
out
like
to
to
Joe
know, but let
Biden's
everyone know.
shout out to Joe Biden's most famous tweet ever, where he accurately points out that furry artists be drawing the leggings way too tight. Them shits be showing the
Oh,
labia fold and be gripping the butthole. That's my president.
He's really putting in that burying the
Just
dog
kidding.
thing a little too far now,
Uh-huh.
huh?
Uh-huh.
No, we're not doing a Wolf of Wall Street reference. Fuck you.
I wanted to speak
so
to the
tired. I'm so
Blues
tired of those.
I don't even know.
because
I saw that movie once, so like I
so
haven't.
interesting.
The thing is like people my age will be like, it was such a cool movie. I want to do this. And someone's like, show me this pen. They don't even understand the point of the bit to begin with. It's not. It's just so annoying. I just hate people so much sometimes.
I
It's
feel
so
like
cringy.
in terms of like people developing personalities from the movie and making quotes from it, like The Wolf of Wall Street is for like Zoomers what Anchorman was for millennials.
It's like a solid movie. It has some good points. It's very enjoyable to watch like that rise. Like that's his thing is like doing the rise and fall of someone in like whatever life that
Margot Robbie.
But like his rise was like really awesome to watch because every like 20-something-year-old guy's like, hey, I want to like make tons of money, do drugs, sex,
Mhm.
drink my brains out.
I want to
and look
fuck
cool when
Margot
you drive a
Robbie.
Ferrari. That too, obviously. But then like
Obviously,
I think
Mm.
and then people miss a lot of points. Like to sell me this pen isn't necessarily even about like, oh, like it's a supply and demand thing. It's the you need to relate to the person you're selling to. You can say whatever you want about the item you're like trying to sell, but if you can't try to build it, like for instance, a car. Say I'm trying to sell
Building a rapport, sales tactic 101.
yeah. For example, you're trying to sell somebody. We have one specific model left. For example, say I have like the cheapest piece of shit, like $18,000 or less, whatever, like brand new car. But it's like the one we have. Nope, they don't sell. But every time I'm trying to talk to somebody, if I'm in my head like I want to get this car sold, it's gonna give me a bonus because it's been sitting here for like 6 months and it costs us money to keep it here.
Mm-hmm.
So then I will try to edge people into it if I can. If a person is single, maybe has a girlfriend, doesn't have a lot of money, is trading in their piece of shit Toyota Camry from like 20 years ago, once I have all that information, I can start pushing them into this car. It's a great deal. It's very cheap. You could finance this for below like $200 if you put some money down plus your trade in. Even if your credit score is bad, this car is still going to be cheaper than about anything else you can get, and it's brand new. Plus, there's a brand new warranty. Like once you know what that person's background is, once you know the information about them, you have such a great opportunity to lead them into either what they need or want, or if you're a piece of shit, into what you want to sell them. Or you can find a good balance where it's like, I need to sell these things, or I need to sell something with this package. Let me see if he might actually want this, and like at least word it in a way that is at least pleasant. I can say, yeah, here's this fucking piece of shit car that like nobody wants. Or I could say, listen, it's a cheap car, cheapest you're gonna get, 5-year warranty on it, brand new, powertrain, blah blah blah. I'll throw in this or that to help you out. We'll give you a slightly better bump on, like, you could always, and that's kind of that's more extended point of like sell me this pen, which is you're not trying to sell the pen, you're trying to sell yourself with the pen, or you're trying to sell
Exactly.
yourself with whatever item it is. Because like fucking annoying example that everyone now uses, like, well, write your name down. Oh, I can't. Like, motherfucker, I can like use my nail or at my phone. You fucking jerk off.
I will
But
spit
it's still
onto the paper.
like it's still a good point though. In the end of the day, I just think so many people around my age too are like always like, I'll see people in bars doing that. I'm just sitting there like, you couldn't sell you couldn't sell like a hooker at a bar, dude. Like,
Jesus
relax.
Christ.
You couldn't sell like drugs at like a party. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, some people are just so embarrassing with that shit.
Couldn't sell adrenochrome at the Oscars. All right, well,
Couldn't sell a sad blowjob at the Mercedes-Benz dealership.
all right, so on the note of sad blowjobs, I think that is going to be it for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, White Luke, do you have any closing comments, thoughts, observations, questions, slurs you'd like to get out?
I did want to talk about Blue's Clues just a little bit
Yeah, go ahead.
as a closing thought. When that first came out, I was like, why the fuck is he talking about shit? And
He
I
just
watched
got
Blue's
back
Clues
from
as a kid.
Afghanistan.
I know, get off the stage, man. But then I see everyone like falling over it and crying about it. Like, what is wrong with you? Don't understand.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, no, I agree. Yimra, any closing thoughts, concerns, questions, slurs you'd
My
like to
cock
say?
hurts.
You should work on that. Stop putting it in the
Yeah.
pickle slicer.
I love the texture.
Yeah. All right. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, and just ladies and gentlemen, because there's only two genders, that is going to do it for this episode. So, on behalf of myself, Matt, Yimra, and our special guest, White Luke, y'all have a good one. Oh, he just dipped.
Yeah.